marry an Irishman without passing the pub test. I'm Brazilian, but a life of carnival didn't prepare me to step with ease into my future husband's bar culture. Many years ago, David moved to São Paulo on a work assignment. Soon he stood above the crowd, tall, white as paper, and keeping his feet always glued to the ground during our wild dancing parties. "You dance, I drink," he used to say. For a year, I took him to sandy beaches, to the best steakhouses, where a carnivore like him almost cried of joy over cuts of meat so juicy they seemed to be alive. His most romantic line was, "I like to spend time with you." It took me another year to get my seal of approval on my first trip to Ireland, but it had nothing to do with meeting the parents. I had to meet the pub. I landed in cloudy Dublin on December 26th, after flying for 14 hours from São Paulo. David opened his long arms to greet me at the arrivals hall and said, "I hope you're not tired. I want you to meet some friends." I just had time to fake a smile and lie. "Of course not." My red eyes watched him throw my bags in the trunk, and off we drove to a town with a castle called Malahide. His best friend, Michael, owned an old stone house that looked like a mini castle. Michael welcomed me with a hug, his rugby player body in contrast to childish gray eyes. He introduced me to other 20 friends who were all feasting on Christmas leftovers and Burgundy wine. I joined them, and for the next 2 hours, I ate, drank, and answered questions, from Brazilian politics to bikinis. My bones felt like rubber when someone said, "Are you ready? Let's go." "Go where?" I asked David with wide eyes. "Aren't we going to sleep here?" "We're going to the pub," he said, pulling me by the hand. We walked fast, the tack-tack of our heels resonating across the street. The place had stone walls, low ceilings with wood beams, and a fireplace. Our large group stood at the bar, and I ordered my first real Irish Guinness from a rosy-cheeked lady. Guinness in Ireland is creamier, less watery, round and richer. "It's the water," the Irish say. "It's mother's milk," David added. As I gulped my first pint, I forgot my squared bottom from sitting on the plane and the effort to understand the new accents. The second and third Guinness came along, and I learned they always take turns, so one person buys one round of drinks for everyone at a time. They don't bother sitting, because while standing, they can speak louder, make better jokes, and gesticulate like Italians. I lost track of time and points. I was not completely plastered, a new word in my English vocabulary, when Michael started singing. His father, an older and shorter version of him, joined in "It's a Long Way to Tipperary," as they stood by the fireplace and the rest of the group clapped along. My future husband sat at the piano. I had no idea he was musical, and tapped a few notes. Other songs followed. Even the bar owner joined the chorus. The walk back home started at 3 in the morning, under a cold drizzle. This time, I couldn't hear the heels on the pavement, just the loud singing. I was arm to arm with the best friend's wife, and between wobbly steps and her silent complicity, I finally understood the Irish meaning of "I do."